Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, in another video. And this video is going to be about learning how to talk with people, how to communicate, some of the basic conversation sentences that we have in English. Now, rule of thumb, as we say in English, is to be able to say specific things to people you're talking to, but in the same time, maintaining a simplistic conversation and also understanding of the topic that both of you are communicating about. So of course, you're not going to talk about something that is unfamiliar to both of you and the interactant or the person you're talking to. These are a couple of questions that we can kickstart our conversation with people that maybe we have first encounter with, or we're not sure of the common kind of topics that we need to navigate. But first of all, you need to start with asking very simplistic questions like, talk about a journey you took, talk about your best holiday, talk about the last time you met your friend. And this not necessarily mean that you're delving deep in the private topics that the other person wouldn't want to share with you. There are very common questions that we ask a lot of people around us in order to develop a sense of communication and also getting to know each other. The next question is, talk about an easy subject at school. Talk about your first English lesson. These are very, very specific kind of questions that we commonly ask people about. Also, we have talk about the last time you cried or laughed a lot. This is the question that you can see here. Also, talk about your favorite toy when you were a child. Talk about the last time you worked or studied hard. Talk about your first day at school. Tell me about your first day at school. Talk about how you met your best friend. Talk about what you ate yesterday. Talk about a difficult subject at school. Talk about the last present you bought, and talk about the last party you went to. The secret to this kind of conversation is to speak for a specific amount of time. So let's say you're given 2 minutes to say something about it. So if you're talking about an easy subject at school, you're only limited to 2 minutes of conversation. This is gonna give you a little bit of pressure. So if you're a teacher, you need to give that amount of time to each one of the students, distributed equally. And that is unequivocally going to help students get the sense of pressure of, saying specific things, pushing themselves to use the active vocabulary and activate the inactive vocabulary, and also engage in active conversation with their partners. So this is a very common list of questions. I hope that they are going to be helpful to you to run a intro lesson or warm-up lesson or get to know each other lesson or icebreaker. We commonly use these questions for that particular purpose. So I hope that they're going to be helpful to you, useful to you, and also kind of energetic subjects or topics that you use for your classroom. If you're a student, I want you to sit down, have a look at this video, and answer each one of the questions with a timer. So you need to set a timer here as we have this phone. So you just need to set the timer for, let's say, cancel this. We go for a timer and we say 2 minutes. So we only use 2 minutes of, time for each one of the questions. And this is the amount that you give to students to talk about each one of the questions. So if you multiply the whole list of questions, you are going to get up around 2 minutes of conversation that is active, productive, engaging, and also critical for them to push themselves beyond the limit of their comfort zone, express themselves, and also be able to say something quite interesting to each other and get to know each other, and also build a team of conversation gurus. ربي يحفظكم. مدرب اللغة الإنجليزية خالد.